When entering church at minimum, a cloth face covering must be worn among staff and congregants. Note: cloth face coverings should not be placed on children younger than 2 years old, anyone who has trouble breathing or is unconscious, and anyone who is incapacitated or otherwise unable to remove the cloth face covering without assistance. Cloth face coverings are meant to protect each pupil in case the wearer is unknowingly infected but does not have symptoms. Provide physical guides such as tape on floors, pews, or walkways, and signs on walls to ensure that staff and children remain at least 6 feet apart in lines and other times. Example: guides for creating one-way routes in hallways. These markers to ensure that clergy, staff, choir, volunteers, and attendees at the services follow social distancing as circumstances allow to lessen their risk of coming in contact with an infected person. When cleaning pews with soap and water, always allow the fabric to thoroughly dry before use, as moisture will cause more dirt to cling to the chair's surface. Take steps to limit the size of gatherings in accordance with the local authorities and promote holding services and gatherings in a large, well-ventilated area or outdoor. Some churches have decided to continue having small groups in church, while others meet via Zoom, Google Hangouts, or Facebook Live. However, if small groups decide to meet in person, it is important that you continue to maintain 6 feet of social distancing from others. If surface is dirty, first clean it with soap or detergent and water. Then use a disinfectant product containing alcohol or around 70% or bleach. Vinegar and other natural products are not recommended. For the Lord's Supper, handing out the elements prior to the service to be taken early in the service could be helpful. Pre-packaged cups with the juice and cracker enclosed are also available. High-touch surfaces. For wooden surfaces, use a cleaner or flax soap, formulated especially for use on wood surfaces. For metal, use a light solution of soap or non-caustic cleaning agents to periodically wipe down the frames and remove surface dirt, perspiration, residue, and germs. Avoid abrasive cleaners. Soft and porous materials that are not frequently touched should only be cleaned or laundered, following the directions on the item's label, using warmest appropriate water setting. Organize the church space by removing chairs so pastors, employees, and volunteers can practice social distancing and maintain distance of 6 feet. Take steps to minimize community sharing of worship materials and other items. Consider temporarily limiting the sharing of frequently touched objects such as worship aids, paper, lamps, prayer rugs, prayer books, hymnal books, or other items passed or shared among congregants, and encouraging congregants to bring their own such items. If possible, using electronic means, always read the directions to make sure you're using the products as recommended and to avoid damaging sensitive items such as mobile phones and other electronic devices. Consider using wipeable covers for electronics. Modify the methods used to receive financial contributions. Consider a stationary collection box, the main or electronic methods of collection, regular financial contributions instead of shared collection trays or baskets. Deep cleaning is recommended every 2 weeks. Encourage elbow bumping instead of physical contact. Shaking hands, hugging, or kissing should be discontinued among members. If food is offered at any event, consider pre-packaged options and avoid buffet or family-style meals if possible. When ready to exit the building, sanitize hands and do not touch the door with hands. Use elbows if possible. In addition, identify and consider hands-free alternatives to high-touch areas such as revolving doors, knobs, light switches, and plumbing fixtures. Generally, the best practices for dealing with infectious outbreaks of any kind are to clean first, then sanitize and disinfect. If you are an employer or manager, it is your responsibility to 1. Have policies and procedures about infection control. 2. Provide policies, procedures, and training to employees on infection control. And 3. Provide all infection control supplies to employees. keeping our environment safe and COVID free.